Have you ever wondered how premium websites make buttons feel like they are following your cursor? Today, we will build this magnetic button from scratch using only HTML, CSS, and vanilla JavaScript. It's a small effect, but it instantly makes any landing page feel more interactive. We will focus only on the JavaScript that creates the magnetic movement while keeping the HTML and CSS clean and simple. I've already prepared the project structure so we can focus on the interesting parts instead of typing boilerplate code. Our HTML is intentionally simple. Everything revolves around a single button. The important part is the class name, because we will use it later in JavaScript to select this element. After we wrote it, we run the project and the button appears. In the CSS file, the body uses Flexbox to perfectly center the button both vertically and horizontally. The dark background helps the button stand out. Here we are giving the button a modern appearance with rounded corners, generous spacing, and smooth transition. That transition is especially important because every movement we will add with JavaScript will animate smoothly instead of jumping instantly. So if you run the project again and hover above the button, nothing happens yet. The button looks good, but it's still completely static. Now let's make it come alive. Now let's open script.js, which is the JavaScript file, and type the following. First, we grab the button from the page so JavaScript can control it. So I will type const button equals document dot query selector in parentheses in a string dot magnetic and semicolon. The document is actually the web page, which is the index page. The query selector searches for an element called a magnetic or a class name called magnetic, and when we find it, we store it in a constant variable called button. So if you save this and run again, nothing happens yet. Let's write this line. I will explain it in a moment. So write with me, button add event listener, open parentheses, in a string mouse move, and here E and here semicolon. So here we actually are listening for every mouse movement while the cursor is over the button. Every tiny movement will trigger this function. So the button here, which is the element that we selected earlier, the add event listener is just a method that sets up a function to run when a specific event happens. Mouse move means the event being listened for mouse moving while hovering over the element, which is the button. The E in parentheses and the curly braces is an arrow function that runs when the event occurs. E is the object or the event object that contains data about the mouse movement. The empty curly braces, we let it empty for now, but this is where you would put code to respond to the mouse movement. Now, inside this event, we type the following. Const rect equals button dot get bounding client rect, empty parentheses, and semicolon. This method gives us the button's exact position and size inside the browser. We will use that information to figure out where the center of the button is. The next consts that we will write are the following. Const center x equals rect dot left plus rect dot width divided by 2 semicolon. And for y, const center y equals rect dot top plus rect dot height divided by 2. Here Using the button's position and dimensions, we calculate the exact center point. That's our reference for measuring how far the mouse is from the middle. Now comes the magic. We subtract the button center from the mouse position. That gives us a distance in both directions. Instead of moving the full distance, we multiply it by 0.3. This creates the soft magnetic feeling instead of making the button stick directly to the cursor. So type with me these variables. Const move x equals e dot client x minus center x, and outside multiply by 0.3 semicolon. And the same for const move y equals parentheses e dot client y minus center y, multiply by 0.3. So here, const move x measures how far the mouse is from the button's center horizontally. And the const move y does the same thing but vertically. So these constants or variables are the offset distances you would apply to the button to create this magnetic feeling. Finally, we translate the button using CSS transforms. So every mouse movement updates the button's position, creating the magnetic effect. So let's type button.style.transform equals translate. And here, because we are using the backtick keys, we can call using $, curly braces, and the move x, and outside px or pixels, and $, curly braces, move y, and the same pixels. At the end, we type semicolon. So if we save this now and run, you see that it works now, and you see this magnetic feeling. So the effect now works. Now let's add another event for mouse leave. So we don't want the button to be floating or still floating after we leave. So let's add this event, which is button dot add event listener. And here we type mouse leave. So outside here we have comma. Let's open the curly braces to write the code that we want. We will use the style transform again. So button dot style dot transform equals in a string translate, and here 0 pixels and 0 pixels, and here semicolon after the parentheses. So if we save and run again, so when the cursor leaves the button, we simply reset its position to the center. Thanks to the CSS transition we added earlier, it smoothly returns to the center. So a bonus improvement to the CSS file. Here I've added the box shadow and added a magnetic hover background color. These tiny visual details like shadow or hover colors make simple components feel much more polished. These are the kinds of finishing touches you will see often in modern landing pages. So let's save and run this test to see what's changed. As you see, there is a shadow and a hover color, and that's our finished magnetic button. We used just a few lines of JavaScript, but the result feels smooth, modern, and professional. This is exactly the kind of interaction you can add to portfolios, landing pages, and personal projects. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.